God's integrity was at stake on Good Friday. Sin had infected humanity, and God anguished over the dilemma in front of him to fully address the problem. Centuries before Jesus, the blood of an unblemished animal sacrifice was annually sprinkled upon the lid of the Ark of the Covenant, the space known as the atonement cover. There, the blood of the sacrifice would atone for the sins of the people. God's wrath toward their sin would be turned away for yet another year. The complexity of atonement compounded on Good Friday, when the gold atonement cover was replaced by Jesus, nailed to a rough-hewn cross. The effect of his blood achieved full atonement for the sins of everyone who accepts Jesus' sacrifice. Listen to Paul's explanation in Romans 3. God presented Christ as a sacrifice of atonement through the shedding of his blood to be received by faith. God did this to demonstrate his righteousness, because in his forbearance he had left the sins committed beforehand unpunished. Reminiscent of the animal's blood atoning for sin annually, Jesus' precious blood would forgive our sin eternally. How? Well, Jesus willfully placed himself in that precious atoning space and willingly let God's righteousness be applied with the fullest force. Prior to Jesus, no sacrifice could completely satisfy God's righteous indignation. No sacrifice before Jesus was suited with the quality not to deflect, but to forever soak up and thoroughly absorb God's wrath for human disobedience. Only Jesus, he alone was worthy. As the consummate atoning sacrifice, Jesus' blood seeped out as he was crushed under the pressure of God's desire to pardon sinners and God's need to punish their sin. So why couldn't God just forgive us and call it good? Well, at the core of his character as the maker, his justice demanded an appropriate punishment equal to the transgression, and his mercy demanded the act of pardon to forever dismiss the transgression. Ironically, the punishing and the pardoning characteristics of God were on display in the glory of the crucified Jesus. John Stott phrased it this way: the one thing God could not do in the face of human rebellion was nothing. He must either inflict punishment or assume it. So he did both. God upheld his integrity by issuing deserved punishment and simultaneously issuing undeserved pardon. It's true, we got what we don't deserve, and God took what he did not deserve. Was that fair? Oh, absolutely not. But aren't you thankful God wasn't fair on that Friday?